We are currently in our studio following lockdown protocols by CDC.
You know, lucky for us, it's just a stone's throw away from where we live.
Right.
You can't make accusations without the right hands in.
I refuse to believe it.
Is this virus real, or is this a global prank designed to scare us all before Halloween? Join me, Rob Peterson, and find out.
This feature film, Staycation, is about essentially COVID and a zombie apocalypse. To me, it seemed like a satire over zombie movies, but also represented the absolute chaos that the world descended into during COVID. It was like a combination of the two. I loved the bits that they showed throughout with the online bloggers, the newscasts, etc., and how much they over and under exaggerated the events. Kind of over exaggerated for not knowing the facts, but also it was much worse than they realized. I really liked the interview style editing. I think the way they did it was pretty unique and also very jolting in a good way, in my opinion, for this kind of movie. There was like this weird, eerie vibe over the whole thing, and it made it feel very horror-like. But it was also very clearly satire. I think it was a really great mix of both, and it was really fun to watch.
Staycation. Wow, this is quite an ambitious big production with a big cast and probably crew. I liked the news footage. I felt like it was really cool with the visuals that would pop up. It felt very authentic, and the visuals of the footage felt very authentic. So in the beginning, I thought, is this a documentary or is this scripted? So it was cool because it felt very authentic, like I was actually living through this virus pandemic in the moment, and that it was more of a documentary. I thought the music was very good throughout to help set the tone and where everything was going and the tone in each individual scene. I also really liked the set decoration. I thought there was a lot of nice attention to detail. I liked the coffee mug that said, I love mom, I think it said, but it was obvious that she was a mom and this was her daughter. The one thing there's a couple of things that are just something I was just a little bit confused on. The beginning of the first couple's conversation just felt like they didn't really know each other, that they were strangers. So I didn't really understand that they were in a relationship for, I think it was 2 years. So just was confused on that. But I liked where it went with her having taken this, experimental drug to get rid of the virus. And then she ended up, with her face the way it was, like a skeleton almost. I thought the effects there were really cool on her. And the only thing is it kind of felt more comedic. So then I started thinking, I wasn't sure of the point or the point of view, I should say, on the filmmakers. I don't know if you were leaving it open-ended or if it was just a spoof on certain things, because some things felt a little more comedic and some things felt more dramatic. So I wasn't quite sure, but anyway, I loved the vitamin commercials. I thought they were a lot of fun and very colorful. A lot of good characters throughout this whole film. And I loved the thought of permanent makeup, clown makeup rather. Thought that was really funny. Really good locations throughout as well. The grocery store and the various places where people were living. And I thought you did a really good job showing people on a Zoom call. Again, I thought it was a big production and it was really well handled. And of course, the lighting throughout was really good. The editing was good. I didn't really see anything technical that stood out that wasn't good. So the production value was good. And I think part of what you were saying was the behind the scenes of when the virus was going on, like politically and with the newscasters and this, government officials and people behind the scenes, what was happening there, and people just trying to get through this, living their everyday lives. So well done. It was a fun watch.
This film is called Staycation. Wow, this was a massive enterprise. I really enjoyed this feature. So much energy and commitment by everyone involved. Such a huge team. The film was excellent in the way it captured so many elements of a pandemic, with news reports, people dealing with a lockdown, companies marketing all sorts of products, in addition to a discussion of the origin of a pandemic and vaccine development. Lots of great costumes and settings in so many locations like homes, offices, streets, and warehouses. I really enjoyed the extensive soundtrack of music, and the cast members were obviously giving their all. Well done, film.